comedian. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
She's not canceled.
Wow.
She is.
I have no words for this one.
She is really something.
She's
really something.
You know, she's our triplet.
As Mac speaking, this person fucking rules.
Yeah.
And this is the first time I think she's ever headlined, which like should fucking change after this. For comedians who know her, she's an amazing improviser, a very talented stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
And I've seen her do some really cool like alternative comedy. She hosted a David Lynch show with me. Yeah, that was really fucking sick.
She also has an amazing show called Astrolo Show.
Yeah.
If you like astrology and improv.
The Gemini show is next week. It's June 13th, and I am on it.
Oh!
So, yeah.
Yeah.
You better go to that. Yeah, we both are obsessed with her. Like, she's, we're part of our, like, triplet team.
Yeah. We're Naomi's parents. Like.
Yeah. And she's also our parents. It's, like, reciprocal. But anyways, yeah, we already said it, so let's introduce her. Give it up for Naomi Dixon!
Give it up for my favorite two freaks in Portland, Mac and Aaliyah. Holy shit. I always joke that Mac and Aaliyah are my agents because they're the only comedians that book me because everyone else is scared. Everyone else is scared. There's nothing on my phone. It's just up here for emotional support. That's my brain cigarette, okay? If anything goes down, I'm reaching for it. Hi. Yeah, I'm the final girl. I'm the headliner. Final girl. The best and least annoying character in a horror movie, right? They make us real shrill and smart, but shrill. Yeah, being a final girl is rough. I consider myself a final girl because my dad is a Republican, and I feel like having a Republican dad is a lot like being a final girl. It's like I'm always kind of suffering because this guy is just like not dealing with his mommy issues, and like no one wants me to have sex. I'm like, okay, can I live? Yeah, I'm long suffering. That's the joke, and the reality. And that's the real horror. I'm facing my fears. I didn't prepare a set because Mac and Aaliyah told me I could go infinity amount of time. And I took that to mean like you are now David Foster Wallace, stream of consciousness. And it's cool when guys do it, but when I do it, for some reason it's like you need medication. Like you should talk to a doctor. Naomi, this is an improv class. Yeah, speaking of scary things, I'm an improv teacher. That's really scary for a lot of people. My parents, namely my parents and the good people that keep me housed, my landlords. And yeah, I love it though. I love it. I'm honestly, my life is a horror movie right now. So like, oh God, this is insanely vulnerable, which is also my biggest fear. Improv is like literally saving me. It's like my North Star right now, which is insane. I just want us to really sit with that. Improv is my North Star emotionally and spiritually right now. And it's amazing though. I love it so much. And yeah, I'm going through a divorce, so I like need something. You know what I mean? Nothing is better than a girl who needs something. Yeah. And it's been really hard. I was with my former partner for like 10 years, 11 years. Yeah, so it's crazy. I feel 21 again, and let me tell you something. 21-year-old Naomi was a lot funnier. She was really funny. She was also like obsessed with dating white guys who hate her. That was her like favorite type of dude, and they kept finding her because she kept enrolling in improv classes, and then having them teach her. My UCB teacher is in 2 solo shows about men. I just want to lay that out there. Yeah, no, I'm working on a solo show right now called Chuckle Fucker. Because when I started doing comedy in Reno when I was 21, this female comedian, the only one in town. Her name was Jenny Pez Dispenser. That was her stage name, R.I.P. She has since passed. She called me, she wanted me to stop doing comedy because she was feeling territorial, which is understandable. When you're the only girl and your name is Jenny Pez Dispenser, it's kind of like you can't have a hot young bitch on the scene. It's just not gonna work. And it wasn't working for her. And she was like, "You need to like stop doing comedy. You're just a chuckle fucker." And she said it like derogatory, like you're just here to SMD. And I was like, "Do you honestly think I'm here at an open mic in Reno, Nevada, to find my future husband?" Which is crazy because that's exactly how I met my former husband. She clocked my ass, bloop. She said, "You fuck the worst men alive." And I was like, "Bet, I do." Anyways, I'm working on that show about that time in my life, and I'm also dating. So that is bad news for me. That's really scary news for me. It's so fresh. I started dating maybe a month ago. I was in LA doing an improv intensive for work. And Los Angeles for work, ever heard of it? I paid to be there. And and I was at this improv intensive, and it was the first time I've taken a trip by myself in years, and I was like gonna like sow my oats, and I like drove through the desert like Michelle Branch on a horse with no name, and just punching the guy from Black Keys. He deserved it. And no one clapping for my Asian queen hitting her white man. That's fucking API month was literally yesterday. Yeah, I'm Asian. Surprise. Gotcha. That's like every white guy's worst nightmare. He's like, "No, she got me." What was I fucking saying? Oh yeah, anyways, I was at this improv intensive, and I was like, I'm gonna download Field, and I'm gonna date in LA, because nothing bad can follow me back from LA. Everyone always says that. Nothing bad can follow you back from LA. So I get on Field, for those not familiar with Field, F-E-E-L-D, it used to be called Thrinder because it was originally made so that like couples could find unicorns, and I am a unicorn right now. So I was like, let me get on there. A unicorn is a young, beautiful woman that a couple fucks. And we're rare, we're special, treat us nice. And I get on Field, and I end up going on a date with this guy. Because he's the only one that asked me to get drinks. All the other ones, I had hundreds of matches driving down Hollywood Boulevard, and it was all dudes being like, "What's your kink?" And I was like, "Buy me dinner, you fucking asshole." My kink is you buying me a Stiegel, being a human to me for 2 seconds before we dive in. Another comment was from like a 50-year-old dude who was like, "What is the current state of those bangs?" Which I'll think about for the rest of my life. Anyway, so I'm being very brave. I'm going on my first date in 10 years. And I'm in LA by myself, and all of my friends were like, "Share your location." And we went to this bar in Eagle Rock, and I was like, wait, he's actually hot. He had the worst personality of all time. But he was so hot to me. He looked like if Seth Rogen and David Cronenberg, like 70s Cronenberg, were like one guy, and they were like I was like, I have to have this man. I need him in me right now. The date was like perfectly horny. It was like the best kind of horny. He was curious about me. He was like calling me beautiful. He was telling me he wants me to experience pleasure, and all of my lovers are so lucky to know me in this moment. And he also asked me a question which I thought was really considerate. It was the only question he asked me all night. He looked at me over our bubbly, and he said, "Are you a squirter?" I also want to remind everyone that on Field, because Field is an alternative lifestyle app, it's geared toward like kink and queer and polyamory, so sometimes people use an alias on there. I didn't know that, and I was rocking full government the whole week I was in LA. And anyways, so after he asked me if I squirt, which I was like, He wants to marry me. He told me his real. I thought his name was Reed because that's what he uses on the app, REED, and his name was actually Adam. And I was like, whoa. I never would have swiped right on an LA Adam. Okay, and LA Adam taught me improv the wrong way. You know what I mean? He liked yes and everyone but the bedroom. So here I am with Adam, a literal stranger. I told him, no, I don't squirt. And he was like, oh, most girls say that, but actually you probably can. And I was like, okay, don't tell me what I do. That's actually insane. Then he told me that he wants to move to Portland because LA leftists didn't take it seriously, and also he could buy a house up here for so cheap. And before anyone asks, I know you know because of my bangs. I'm just gonna say it. He was a screenwriter. You know these bangs are catching screenwriters left and right, bitch. We're not safe from them. And yeah, he loves writing sci-fi, but he actually writes more horror because that's what gets me. You know? So, anyways, after listening to that, I did let him tongue me down. I called him daddy in the bar. We were having an amazing time. He told me he had a breeding kink. I said, me too, king, me too. We made out in the bar. We made out on the way to my Prius. We opened the door of my Prius. I'm still making out with him. I was like, I have to go see Stamp Town now. So actually, we're going to cut this short. I was scared to get laid by a stranger. So I was like, I'm going to go watch a grown man be a clown. For $25. And he was like, okay, bye. We parted ways. We were supposed to hook up the next night. It never happened. But then he decided he was gonna sext me and maybe visit Portland later. And I was like, wait, we're so fucking back. LA Naomi is everywhere Naomi. We're so fucking back. So he then, we're sexting. It's amazing. I'm driving back to my parents' place in Reno, Nevada. I'm sexting the whole time, swerving. We're sexting like while I'm in Reno, filming my solo show about how I only date bozos, and I'm texting a bozo. I'm like, honk your nose, and he was like, yes. And I get back to Portland, and he decides he wants to dom me, and I was like, okay, I'm into that. And apparently also I can squirt, so let's find out what happens. And he was like, you're not allowed to touch yourself for like 3 days. And I was like, whoa. Okay, I know. And I was like, okay. And I was like, but can, like, when I do, I'm gonna call you. You're gonna talk me through it. Because he was really good at that at the bar. And I said, I'm not doing nothing for free. Because I'm a Capricorn sun. And he was like, okay, but under one condition. And I was like, he's gonna ask me for photos. I know it. And sure enough, he asked me for photos. But I considered it because I usually have a hard boundary around photos because I don't want those floating around. I have to go on Bill Maher to make my dad proud. I can't have nudes out there. It's the only way my dad will be proud of me doing comedy. So if anyone knows anyone who's booking on Bill Maher, let me know. He asked me to send a photo of myself, full body, fully clothed, looking, and I quote directly, visibly pregnant. Whoa. The group chat was split, honey. The group chat was so split, it was unreal. Half my friends were like, I don't know, that's fucking hilarious. You should, like, as a comedian, you should do that. And then the other half of my friends were like, fuck this guy, you don't know him. How dare he ask you for that? Oh my God. And so I did the rational decision of just honestly taking the photos and sending them to another guy. And that felt amazing. That felt incredible. So I just want everyone to know that at the end of the day, dating after divorce is very scary and it's very hard because I have this haircut. Yeah. I have this haircut. I have a Manic Pixie Dream Girl haircut on purpose, and I should have known this would happen to me. The writing was kind of on the wall when I sat in the chair and I looked at Daniela, my hair girl, and I said, fuck it up like Zach Braff directed it. You know what I mean? I was like, I want a screenwriter to make me responsible for his mental issues. And guess what? It works. I love this haircut in Portland because I feel like every other girl in Portland also has this haircut. And my type is girls who look like me, so that's amazing for me. It's safe here as a Manic Pixie Dream Girl. There aren't as many screenwriters up here. It's a little safer than LA. I actually am really lobbying hard to get the city of Portland to recognize itself officially as a sanctuary city for Manic Pixie Dream Girls. We'll just, when you arrive, you get kind of like a ball of yarn and some loose buttons, a dream, and a boop on the nose. And that's how we'll know it's safe to continue living here. I'm sorry, this is the actual jokes portion of the story, not the trauma dump. I love being Wasian, and what I mean by love is and for those who are unfamiliar, being Wasian is when your dad is white, and your mom is Asian lady, and hell yeah, and I call it Hannah Montana, but the dark-sided version. It's like the worst of both worlds, because like it really is like. It's like I look like Hello Kitty, but I feel like an Alice in Chains song. Do you know what I mean? That's a really hard way to exist. It's really hard to like look adorable and like feel the rage of thousands of generations of white men pulsing through your veins, and also the confidence of a white dude in this package people really don't like because they want us to be submissive. And I'm like, have you ever met an Asian lady in your life? We're nothing but. That's cute. Listen, my type is white guys who hate me. And that's been my issue for a long time, writing a show about it. But I'm transitioning into dating white guys who worship me.
Yes!
It's finally happening, you guys. And like I said, I'm an improv teacher. So I'm kind of like building a small army of them at any given moment, just based on my profession. I feel like being an improv teacher is like being a daytime appropriate dominatrix. It's like I'm teaching recently divorced dudes like how to listen. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, slow it down. What did your scene partner just say? What did your scene partner just say? React to that. React to that, Logan. React to that, Logan. No, baby. No, baby. You just said a joke, baby. I said react to what they said. I said react to what they said. React to what they... Good boy. Good boy. Funny boy. Oh, you're so funny. Sorry, I'm working out so much new material. This is probably the sloppiest headliner set of all time. No. That's another scary thing about me. I do fish for compliments from my audience live. Listen. You guys listen the fuck up. Listen up, because I have something to say. And that something to say is that Louis C.K. is a part of my solo show in kind of a thematic way. I actually have a friend. She was a frenemy, a former frenemy from high school. I think we had a homoerotic relationship looking back, but I bet she would never admit it. And anyways, we stopped being friends because one time when the show Girls came out, who's familiar with shows, Masterpiece by David Lena Dunham. By Lena Dunham. So famously Lena Dunham was like a little fat and she got naked on the show, and that was like a huge deal at the time. And I remember my friend being like, Naomi, you should really watch it because you and Lena Dunham have a lot of the similar body issues. And I was like, yes! Whoa! Thank you for covering your mouth, because what was that, Diva? I thought we were friends. Yeah. Looking back as a comedian, though, I'm kind of like, she ate me the fuck up. She ate me the fuck up. She put on a little bib with a lobster on it. She ate me the fuck up. She said, fat, annoying bloop. Where's Dana? She should be up here. She actually, her Instagram handle in college was Mrs. Louis C.K. Wow. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Pre-cancellation, her Instagram bio was Mrs. Louis C.K. And then he got canceled. And then she changed her Instagram name. And then she became a social worker. Well, guess what? Louis back, honey. Louis back in a big way. And you want to know how I know? Do you want to know the harbinger of truth that tells me that Louis is back to stay? This bitch, who, may I remind you, is a social worker with a big heart, just posted a summer dump that included a photo from a Louis C.K. show. What? He's back, babes. He's back, and he's better than ever. So, in honor of his return, I am going to do my favorite joke from back when I started comedy in 2014, an original chuckle fucker one-liner from 2014. I think as a joke, it still holds up. And so I want to share it with you today, and also just take a crack at it for my solo show. So here we go. Imagine it's 2014. Obama's America. Ooh, yes. Wow. Every time I say that in Portland, the audience moans. They're like, oh! Yeah, Obama's America. Ooh, it's nice to be biracial. They like us right now. That's not going to last long. Yeah. Ooh, Tyler, the Creator music. Yeah, okay, it's 2014. Here we go, setting the scene. 2014, here we go. You guys, I love feminist comedy so much, and I feel like so blessed to be doing stand-up now and not in the 90s, you know what I mean? When it was really bad, when sexism in comedy was like terrible. You know, it's just so refreshing and inspiring to see feminist comedy, and my favorite feminist comedian right now is Louis C.K. Yeah. He's my favorite feminist comedian. I love what he has to say about women, and I feel 100% safe with him. I feel held by him. I feel respected by him. I feel seen by him. And if anyone knows Louis out there, just tell him, like, book me to open for you, King. Yeah, I don't even need my own room, King. Yeah, book me. Book me on your show. We'll share a room and many memories that babe.com will never gain access to. Okay, wow, that really sucked the air out of the room. That was incredible. My solo show is going to be amazing. I cannot wait. It's so funny. I told my male colleague I was doing a solo show, and the first thing he said, he went, "Is it going to be about your trauma?" And after this set, I'm going to tell him, you know what? No, it's not. I pivoted. Thank you all so much. My name's Naomi. Give it up for Mac and Aaliyah. And happy birthday to my